Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we are taking a fascinating trip into the world of luxury hospitality, specifically high-end cigars, right in the heart of Michigan.
That's right.
Our entire stack of sources is focused on one pretty impressive establishment, Churchill's Bistro and Cigar Bar.
Yeah, and the mission for this deep dive is, well, it's more than just a menu review. We're going to unpack the whole strategy behind this growing Michigan-based business.
Okay.
We're trying to piece together how they balance all these different things, fine dining, rare spirits, these huge humidors, high-end accessories, and really understand what makes their promise of being a home away from home actually work.
Okay, let's unpack that because the foundation is key here. I mean,
Right.
It didn't just appear as some multi-million-dollar venture. Its roots are actually quite humble. It started as a small, family-owned tobacco shop in downtown Birmingham.
And that is absolutely their anchor. They constantly stress how important it is to keep that original, individualized service, even as they get bigger.
Right.
The whole ethos is clear. They aren't just selling you a cigar. They're trying to build a relationship, treat every customer like family. But that brings up a huge question.
How do you scale that?
Exactly. How do you maintain that bespoke, family-like service when you are expanding into these massive, high-volume restaurants?
And the timeline shows they face that challenge, like right away. They moved so fast. Their first dedicated cigar bar opened up in West Bloomfield back in 2010.
And then, get this, only 2 years later, in 2012, they make the huge leap. They add their first full-service restaurant, the Bistro in Birmingham.
Then by 2016, they've got another one in Grosse Pointe Woods. That kind of speed, it just suggests there was this massive, untapped demand for this specific kind of blended experience.
And what's fascinating is their value proposition. They are deliberately not just a cigar lounge that happens to have some food.
No, not at all.
They market themselves aggressively as a premier dining destination, known just as much for, say, excluded steaks and fresh seafood as they are for their cigars.
They're blending two environments that, traditionally you'd think would clash.
They absolutely do. And that's where the strategy gets really interesting. The whole experience is held up by outstanding service and a bar with a genuinely huge selection of premium and rare spirits.
So it's the full package.
The goal, according to the sources, is super ambitious: to offer a unique dining experience with stylish decor and a welcoming vibe that, as they put it, exists in only a few places worldwide. They're aiming for global luxury standards in Metro Detroit.
I have to ask about that, though, the seamless blend. If you, as a schner, are paying top dollar for some incredible fresh seafood, doesn't the ambient cigar smoke, even if it's luxury cigar smoke, kind of get in the way of the culinary experience?
That is a sharp question.
Yeah.
And the sources suggest they manage it with, physical separation and serious air filtration. But the real answer is in managing expectations. The name itself is Bistro and Cigar Bar.
Mm-hmm.
It tells you what you're signing up for. For their customers, the cigar isn't a distraction. It's part of the event. It's the climax of the meal or the perfect pairing for that rare whiskey.
So it actually elevates the atmosphere for their target audience.
Precisely. It turns dinner into this multisensory event, creating a specific, rich, celebratory mood that a normal steakhouse just might not have.
So the cigar and spirits aren't an add-on. They're baked into the whole upscale environment.
Exactly. It's about engineering this one singular, refined event where everything supports that home away from home, feel a place you can just relax, indulge, and, linger.
Speaking of environment, let's map out where you can actually find these spots because the formats are different, which points to a pretty clear strategy.
Right. We need to break down the full bistro experience versus the cigar bar format. That distinction is crucial.
Okay, so where are the full-service spots?
The flagship model, the bistro, plus the cigar bar. Those are in the higher income, higher density areas. Birmingham on South Old Woodward and Grosse Pointe Woods on Mack Avenue. These are designed to be destinations.
And then you have the locations that focus more on the retail side, the humidor and the bar.
Yes, the cigar bars without the full bistro. Those are in West Bloomfield, on Orchard Lake Road, and Rochester Hills on South Rochester Road.
So it seems like they're testing different market needs. The bistro model is a huge operational lift.
A huge lift. High overhead, big focus on dinner service. The cigar bar only model lets them keep a brand presence and focus on high margin retail cigars and spirits with, a smaller footprint and lower staffing costs. It's smart.
And I noticed the sources mentioned a Lansing location as coming soon. That feels like a significant move away from the immediate Metro Detroit area.
It absolutely is. Moving toward the state capital suggests they're trying to capture a whole different business and professional clientele. And to give you a real taste of how they operate, let's just zoom in on the Grosse Pointe Woods location.
What are the hours like there?
The hours are impressive. 10 a.m. to 11 p.m., 7 days a week.
Wow, every day.
That's a 13-hour window. It tells you they're catering to everyone.
Yeah.
Midday business meetings, people relaxing in the afternoon, and of course the traditional dinner crowd. They offer wine, beverages, accessories, the full bistro menu, and a really big happy hour.
Okay, given that heritage as a tobacco shop, the real anchor has to be the humidor itself.
It's everything.
How much does that sheer inventory depth, having options for any budget, contribute to that family feeling?
It contributes completely. Churchill's boasts one of the most extensive humidors in the area. They have to. If your goal is to treat someone like family, you need something for the expert who knows exactly what they want and for the person just buying a cigar for celebration.
And this is where it gets really interesting for me. It's not just about the range, it's the education. Their stated goal is to help customers find and define your smoking palate.
That implies real guidance from the staff, which is a core part of the experience. And, look at the list of exclusive cigars they carry. This isn't just a random list of expensive brands. It's a statement.
What do you mean?
They have the big names, of course, Davidoff, Padron, Cohiba, but it's the scarcity items that are the real strategic move.
Give us an example of that.
The prime example is Opus X. And not just Opus X, but the very exclusive Lost City by Opus X and God of Fire. These are cigars that are globally allocated. They're hard to get. They have waiting lists.
Ah, so stocking them is a signal.
It's a huge signal. It tells the serious consumer, we have the access and the relationships to get products that other people can't. It justifies their premium position.
And they balance that with their own branding, like the Churchill private label.
Exactly. They are curators. They use the big prestige brands to draw you in, and then they can guide you toward their own high-quality, high-margin house blends. It builds loyalty.
And that luxury feel extends right to the tools, the accessories. They frame it as redefining luxury.
Well, the ritual part of the lifestyle, right? You need the right gear. So they carry the absolute top-tier brands. St. DuPont, Icar, Colibri, Davidoff, Elie Bleu.
And best of the best.
And when you buy a rare cigar, you want an equally high-end lighter or cutter to go with it. These things are almost like heirlooms.
I also noticed some unique items like Nanike travel cases and even Room 101 jewelry. That's a bold move, connecting a cigar lounge to personal fashion.
It connects the whole ritual to a broader luxury lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's not just about the smoke. It's about signaling status and taste. Even the stinky ashtrays, which are designed for groups, they underscore that social sharing aspect of the whole environment.
Right. Okay, let's pivot hard to logistics, because for anyone listening who wants to go, there were some really key details. First and biggest, reservations.
This is a critical detail, and it just screams confidence. Churchill's currently does not accept reservations.
At all.
Not for the general public. The one exception is for their locker members, and that's only at the Birmingham location. For everyone else, it's first come, first served. It allows them to maximize turnover and keep that bustling, exclusive atmosphere.
Okay, that's really good to know. But once you're in, the promotions offer serious value. Let's run through the deals at the Grosse Pointe Woods spot.
Absolutely. What stands out is how they stack value to encourage repeat visits. First, the standard cigar special. Buy 7, get 1 free.
A classic.
A classic and a perfect incentive for the regular buyer. But remember, it excludes promotions and limited editions, and the free one has to be of equal or lesser value.
And their happy hour is. It's really generous.
It's daily, and it runs from noon all the way to 6 p.m., a full 6 hours. It's designed to capture that entire afternoon crowd. You've got specials on beer, wine, martinis, and tying back to what we just talked about, accessories are 15% off.
Okay, so what's the strategy there? Making accessories part of happy hour. Is that for impulse buys?
I think it's both, which is why it's so smart. You're encouraging people who are settling in for the afternoon to buy the tools they need, a cutter, a lighter right then and there with their first drink and cigar. It just maximizes the spend per customer.
And they don't stop there. They have a whole rotation of daily promotions.
A full rotation designed to fill what might otherwise be slower days. And it's important to remember, these are all dine-in only, max discount of $100, and they exclude the happy hour wines.
Okay, so Sundays, you get all-day happy hour.
Right, perfect for a relaxing end to the weekend. Then Mondays, it's half off martinis, That's highly targeted. It feels like they're going after a sophisticated post-work networking crowd to start the week.
That makes sense. Tuesdays are for the wine lovers, with half-off bottles of wine.
A classic move to drive beverage sales on a slow night. Then Wednesdays, they double down on celebrations with half-off bottles of champagne.
And then Thursdays.
Thursdays, they shift to spirits. $10 unique spirit selections. It's a great way for you to sample something premium without committing to a whole bottle.
That whole structure ensures there's a good reason to visit any day of the week.
They've mapped their promotions directly onto the Modern Business and Leisure Week. It's really well thought out.
And one quick logistical note we pulled. If you're interested in joining the team, all their hiring is managed through Indeed.
So, if we pull back and look at this whole thing, the core takeaway is this masterful fusion of two high-end experiences.
Right.
Churchill's has successfully combined fine dining, the steaks and seafood, with this authoritative, deeply curated cigar and spirits program. They've scaled that intimate local tobacco shop feel into a luxury brand that actually delivers on its home away from home promise.
And their ultimate mission, finding the perfect cigar to enhance the moment, is really about building a tradition around luxury, comfort, and just memorable celebrations.
Which brings up a final provocative thought for you to consider. Given how hard they work to bring people in with daily specials and that huge happy hour, why are they so committed to a no-reservation policy for non-members? Does creating that little bit of friction, that first-come, first-served model, actually enhance the perceived value? Does it make getting a seat feel earned and therefore more like a special home away from home?